We learned a lot about like all the injustices, all the inequitable resources that communities like ours face, like gentrification, rapid gentrification, and then like inequitable development, lack of necessary facilities, raising rent that doesn't reflect the needs of the demographic. And then we learn like how we can empower ourselves, make our voices heard as youth of our communities, for our communities.
Through SEACA, I learned what our community actually struggle with, which is gentrification. I never came to the realization of that word. I don't even know what is it, like why, how much affect that term toward a community like Browns Road, Lincoln Heights, and the first one was Chinatown, how that term can like basically affect the oldest low-income communities. Through SEACA, they taught me what is it and how to bring our voice up and tell the councilman that our community that's struggling, we shouldn't be like unrecognized. Through SEACA, I understand that no matter what community you're from, we are important and we should, as students, bring our voice out. And from them, I actually joined another organization. My college years, SEACA really taught me a lot of what city work is to represent your community and city.
I believe that I learned to be a more knowledgeable and compassionate person. I feel like I learned a lot about my community and the problems that were there, like stuff like gentrification. There was a lot of problems, I feel like. As kids, you don't realize they're there, but like when you learn about them, you're like, yeah, they were definitely there the whole time. And it's just about like learning about those things, especially and learning what you could do about them is really important. And that's part of the work that we do at SEACA, is teaching youth about these issues that are happening in their communities, happening in Chinatown. And at SEACA, we're supposed to learn about strategies and stuff that will help us at least try to make change in our community.
What I would say I really learned from SEACA is just that community, organizations, nonprofits really do make a difference in low-income neighborhoods like Chinatown and Lincoln Heights, especially during this past year, during the pandemic, where we didn't really get to have as many in-person meetings or any, in fact, because of the whole COVID situation and wanting to protect our own health and safety. We got to see more like the behind-the-scenes work that went into getting hot meals out to different members of the community and members of the SEACA organization that really did need them. Different ways that we could get involved in community outreach, even from home. Like we helped with the 2020 census. It just like really showed me the sheer importance of community organizations, especially during really difficult times for such neighborhoods.
But I think SEACA really explained a lot about what was happening to my community. Even though SEACA is like Chinatown based, a lot of the things that were affecting Chinatown were also affecting Lincoln Heights. Like I happen to live like right where the bridge to Lincoln Heights to Chinatown is. I saw a lot of what was happening in both communities. Like I never knew what gentrification was before I was a part of SEACA. I saw things being built. I saw all these like really trendy stores moving in, but I wasn't able to explain what it was until SEACA showed me like this is a thing that's happening. This is a process, and in some ways it is negatively harming your community. It really opened my eyes up to like many issues that are part of our lives that we don't think about. Like we don't think about how we're low income because everybody lives here is like low income, and then we don't question these things about the way we live, like why the world is this way. We're never gonna move towards a better future.
I learned that being an activist outside of SEACA is very important. You don't just benefit from, that satisfaction. You crave for it. You want to expand it. And another thing that you benefit off of it, they teach you a bunch of life lessons that you truly are gonna need. You're gonna have to figure out your way around the city. Who's your governors, how to look them up, how to contact them. You learn so much, like the basic necessities that you don't really think you need to survive in modern day world, especially in LA.
So the biggest thing I learned about in SEACA was gentrification. Before I moved, I had no idea what gentrification is. And once I learned about gentrification, I could see how big it has gotten, and I can see where the gentrification starts, and you can like see the differences in communities.